Talking about that, and it looks like in the Lahontan Valley, we're going to be out of water by July 1st. That basically means we're not going to produce any Teff in this year in the Lahontan Valley because you don't seed it until about June 1st, and you need water at least through mid-August. And so we're not going to have that this year. And so that means we're going to have to expand out and find other places to grow it. And John and them have started that already.
Looking for some other places.
Yeah.
Here in Nevada?
Yes, here in southern Nevada, it likes a warm temperature, so
Okay.
down south would be a lot better for us.
All right. And so some of the other crops use water earlier in the year, is that right?
Yeah, small grains. If you're trying to grow barley, again, barley for beer, that's something that is you plant it either in the fall or you plant it early in the spring, and it's all done by the time we'd be out of water. And so, in some ways, that would meet that demand better under these drought conditions.
Right, because once the water gets to a certain level, it just gets shut off.
They
It
just-
doesn't matter how much you've used or not used.
Correct. Once it's a certain level in the dam, they just shut it off. So that could be
Lahontan Dam.
any time after probably middle of July.
And what about the alfalfa growers? When do they use water, and how's it going to affect them?
They normally start irrigating in early April, and then they would irrigate clear through October in their full water year. And this year, that's not going to happen. When they're out, they're out. And fortunately, alfalfa is a plant that can go dormant and last, and doesn't die out if we're going to be short on water, at least for a couple years. And so
It's a perennial?
it's a perennial, deep-rooted perennial.
Okay, and
As-
Teff is an annual.
Annual,
You
yes.
seed every year.
Every year we seed.
Okay,
Sure.
okay. So the alfalfa growers are going to be hurt.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
without a doubt. The drought is going to it's pretty much going to affect everybody. And Nevada, we're the epicenter of the drought. I mean, we're about as bad as it gets in this part of the world. Last year we did some work with different sorghum Sudan crosses and Sudan hybrids and Sudan grasses with the idea of looking at a forage that could be grown in place of corn. They use a little less water and almost the same yields and almost the same quality. And so we'll probably be doing some more of that this year. It'll be my second year.
Okay.
And so we have some preliminary data, but it's just 1 year or so.
So there's some showing some promise.
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
We thought we had some pretty good yields, and it looked like it was going to be something that's definitely going to be more useful. If you look in Texas, this is where we really got the idea. Looking in Texas, they have a drought going there as well, and they are using a lot of these type of things rather than corn.
Okay.
So that's the idea.
And what about hops?
Hops, we're growing some hops. Not very much. We have about 640 plants, 4 different varieties over on another farm that show great promise as far as the ability to grow. I mean, they're of all the crops I've ever investigated, these are probably the toughest and growing the most actively of any crop that I've messed with. And now the next question is yield, because it takes typically a couple of years before you get any yield data, and then quality, and then how much we can sell them for, obviously. But we're expanding this project into Reno. We've got a partnership with Jeff Bryant, Urban Roots, and we have a 1 acre plot that's going to go in on the main station farm where we're going to try 10 different varieties, 4 that we have here plus 6 new ones, so we can look at the difference in quality between 2 different locations. And so, and there's a tremendous interest in that.
And how is hops with water usage?
Well, it depends how you water them. If you water them with a drip system, they're going to use significantly less water than you would on a flood irrigation system, and that's the way most of them will be watered.
So less water than alfalfa?
Oh, sure. Yeah, less water than about anything because we're only watering, maybe a 2-foot, 3-foot circle around each plant.
Okay.
And we're applying it very efficiently. We're not going to lose much to evaporation or anything else.
And do you think there'll be a demand for hops grown in Nevada, and if so, why?
Oh, absolutely. We've done a survey of the brewers, the local brewers, and microbrew business is still growing, and they have a very difficult time. Even small brewers have a difficult time buying hops in the open market, and we look at a local product. Everybody's always wanting a local product, whether it be wine or honey or hops or anything else. And so I don't know how big the market will be, but do we have an opportunity? Absolutely. I think
And right now, where are the local brewers getting their hops?
They buy them out of from the major hop producing areas, Washington, Idaho, that part of the world,
Okay.
and so they buy them from them and then import them.
So we could keep some of that business local.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. If we can, when we look for alternative crops, we look for things that use less water and make as much or more money than an alfalfa crop will, and meets the local demand. and it seems the demand for beer continues to increase. So it's going to be a hard one to beat.
Whether times are good or bad, right?
Yeah, that's
All
right.
All right.
Either celebrating or crying in the beer, one of the two, but they're always drinking beer.
All right.